Tonight, a competing social media service, Parler, which we told you about, is seeing massive and unprecedented surge in traffic. The site even experienced server outage because of new users tonight. Why? A couple of reasons. Mostly this: Parler is a free speech alternative to Twitter. They don't censor you. You can say what you want. The president is on Parler, and that has drawn a lot of people who realize they are being suppressed by Twitter. Parler's succeeding. What happens now? Of course, Silicon Valley is trying to kill it. Google has just removed Parler without any warning from its App Store. Apple and Amazon, which provide services that keep services like Parler online, have also threatened to shut Parler down. Amy Peikoff is the chief policy advisor at Parler, and she joins us today. Amy, thanks so much for coming on. This seemed to come out of nowhere. How big a threat to your company is this?
I mean, this is very huge because Apple in particular carries our app on the App Store, and as far as I know, technically there's no other way to deliver it. So if they choose to withdraw their services and hosting us on their store, we're toast there. And you know, most people like our app. Our app is a very nicely functioning piece of software. And then in terms of Amazon is also raising some problems, and I'm not sure how serious that is yet because I've yet to speak with them. I will later today. And they provide server for us, and if they were to remove their services, then we'd be down. As it is, we're having some difficulties now with the uptick in traffic, but if they took their service away, we'd be gone.
I mean, there's a huge amount. It's impossible to overstate the amount of filth and political extremism, explicit violence, pornography, whatever, on the internet. That's what the internet is. But
yes,
it's Parler.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
But it's Parler that is being singled out. I mean, it's kind of impossible not to conclude this is political repression.
It really, because I think we do have the reputation as being the conservative platform, although we are nonpartisan. That is what everybody sees us as. We do see this as being politically singled out. The other thing is that we are competing with other platforms who have decided that they want to surveil the people on their platform 24/7 without any particularized suspicion. And, on the one hand, people don't like to live in the world of Orwell's 1984. And then on the other hand, a lot of people seem to want to pressure social media to do more to moderate, as they call it, content on their platforms. But that would require 24-hour surveillance. And we don't think that that is consistent with the principles of America.
Good old Tucker Carlson there, doing what he does and lying about the little things. See, for a lot of these folks and a lot of conservative folks out there, they don't make big lies. I mean, sometimes they do, but really they make little tiny lies going on there to help fit their argument, fit their narrative. Take this Parler thing, for example. One thing I got from watching this clip is that he said they were basically removed with no notice and no warning, and that is absolutely not true. And I was surprised Parler's person was basically saying the same thing, but that is absolutely not true. Apple and Google both gave them warnings about the app. Basically, what they said was they just didn't say, okay, you guys can't be around anymore because we want to shut down conservatives. Obviously, they wouldn't say that. But what they said was that you need to moderate your content. See, the thing is, Apple and Google and Facebook, all these social media companies, they actually like a lot of political back and forth. I mean, a lot of social media companies, their algorithm is built to support that because any social media company, they want to keep you on that app for as long as possible. And one thing that is very engaging to people is politics. I mean, I do a political YouTube channel, and you should see my Facebook. It's literally politics is the whole thing because I like politics. It keeps me engaged, right? And politics is one of those things that keeps lots of people engaged. I mean, you're watching this right now. You probably like politics. And so they don't want to just censor people. They like having that political back and forth on there. But the problem with Parler is that they weren't moderating to that back and forth. They weren't moderating things. And the thing about Parler is it was actually used to plan this insurrection attack. Okay, people were using Parler to coordinate the attack on the Capitol. And that, my friends, cannot stand. And there is no business in the country, no major Fortune 500 company that wants to be associated with that. And it's not just Google and Apple pulling their money. It's a lot of lobbying folks in DC as well. I believe Walmart and other major companies out there, maybe not, well, I'm not sure if it's Walmart, don't quote me on that. But a lot of major companies out there have basically said we're pulling any of our sponsorships from any conservative members of Congress or any conservative politicians out there because they don't want to be associated with this insurrection. It is that toxic. And so that's really what Apple and Google pulling away from Parler is all about. It's not about censorship. It is the free market and capitalism that Tucker Carlson there claims to love. But of course, he can't, he can't, I assume he's smart enough to realize that, but he can't go that route because it would interfere with his argument, which is trying to, talk about censorship and freedoms without realizing how, stupid that argument actually sounds. But hey, if you want to, basically get some explainers like this on, what's really going on there, what's really going on with things like, the crazy shit that Tucker Carlson says, do me a favor. Like the channel, subscribe, sign up for notifications, and leave me a comment and let me know what you are thinking.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for watching Citizen Pete. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, click that little subscribe button, maybe the like button, and hey, maybe just leave a comment. I want to know what you're thinking. What do you think about all the politics, the news, and all the stuff that's going on in our country?